Now on the CTV News at 5, new safety protocols for Whoop Up Drive.
In order to reduce accidents and at least minimize the severity of those accidents.
An update from the city as construction continues on its busiest roadway. Plus, Lethbridge students put their engineering skills to the test. The latest from the 21st annual Sail and Bail cardboard boat races. And giving back for the holidays.
Kudos to the people of Lethbridge who came out and supported.
How Smile Cookies are making a local impact for those in need.
Telling your stories. CTV News Lethbridge with Mark Villani.
Thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with breaking news. A 12-year-old Lethbridge boy accused of attempted murder against his own brother in August has pled guilty. Carson Marsouk has the latest details from court.
According to the agreed statement of facts read out in a courtroom Wednesday afternoon, a 12-year-old boy was at home with his 7-year-old brother on August 27th while their father was at the store. Nobody can be named under the Youth Criminal Justice Act. The boy said he became enraged with his younger brother, but didn't say why other than he wanted to cause harm. At that point, the younger boy ran to a bedroom and hid under a blanket. That's when the 12-year-old boy went to the kitchen, grabbed a knife, and entered the bedroom where he stabbed his brother 9 times at random. The accused then went outside to wait for his father to return. That's when the boy told his father his brother was dead inside. The 7-year-old was airlifted to the Stollery Children's Hospital in Edmonton with serious injuries. According to the Crown, the accused had an urge to act out from voices in his head, and he even Googled murder prior to the incident. As the Crown read the statement to the court, the accused, who appeared in court via CCTV from an Edmonton hospital, sat still with his arms crossed, looking at the camera. It's unclear how the younger boy is doing. The judge has adjourned the case to February for sentencing. Carson Marsouk, CTV News, Lethbridge.
The city of Lethbridge says Whoop Up Drive won't be returning to its max speed of 90 kilometers an hour. It will stay at 70 as part of a push to make driving on the bridge safer. Quinn Keenan has the details.
Most drivers have been waiting patiently for the max speed on the Whoop Up Drive bridge to return to 90. Now that day will never come. Even with repairs to the bridge essentially finished, the speed will stay at 70.
In order to reduce accidents and at least minimize the severity of those accidents that do happen, we're maintaining 70 kilometers now.
Motorists have been dealing with reduced speeds on Whoop Up since a truck driver hit the underside of the bridge on August 6th. The city says it had been considering changing the speed even before the repair work.
So we just said, let's do it now rather than waiting 6 months, because why put it up to 90 and then go back down to a 70? So we just thought now is timely to do it. And it doesn't matter if it's winter or summer, it's just timely to do it just because it's improving the safety.
Whoop Up Drive has seen its fair share of accidents. There were 128 collisions on the bridge between 2020 and 2024. That led to 36 injuries, with 3 of those being serious. First responders say dropping the speed will likely lead to fewer accidents on the bridge.
What we know is any time that we reduce the speed, that enhances public safety. By reducing the speed from 90 to 70 on Whoop Up Drive, we will see less collisions.
The speed change is estimated to add about 30 seconds to a trip. Even so, the city is expecting quite a bit of pushback from residents. They know it will take time for drivers to adjust to the change.
With the reduction of the speed limit through the course of the last number of months, personally driving on there, I do notice that traffic has slowed down. So I think it'll just be a continued natural transition.
Quinn Keenan, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Lethbridge police are asking anyone who witnessed or has information about a recent hit and run to come forward. It all happened on December 4th around 10:30 in the morning when a white Honda Odyssey was making a left turn onto a green light from 10th Avenue South to Scenic Drive South. That's when an older model red Dodge Caravan went through a red light and struck the Odyssey. Police say the driver of the Dodge Caravan made no attempt to stop and fled the scene. The driver of the Odyssey was assessed by EMS but didn't require any further medical care. Anyone with further information is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. Danielle is in now with weather. Looks like we could be in for some snow over the next couple days.
Yes, you're right, Mark. Snow over the next couple of days and definitely colder temperatures over the next couple of days. So we'll talk about that longer range in just a moment. But first, let's talk about the blowing snow warning that's in place. Medicine Hat over to Brooks. Up as well, Hannah, and down through many areas. It's because a couple centimeters of snow is possible, but certainly gusty conditions. Here's a look at gusts so far in the far south. 87 in Pincher Creek, close to 50 in Lethbridge, and close to 60 in Medicine Hat. And those gusts will continue as we head through the next few hours at least. All right, today and at this point, temperatures are mild. It's 7 in Claresholm, 5 in Pincher Creek, 8 in Lethbridge, and 5 in Medicine Hat. Much colder temperatures just ahead. All of those details in a little bit, Mark.
Thanks, Danielle. Over to provincial politics now. Early this morning, the UCP passed legislation impacting transgender Albertans. And once again, the government used the notwithstanding clause and limited debate to push the bill through.
Alberta's Children's Statutes Amendment Act 2025 is now read a third time.
The bill confirms the government's intention to use the notwithstanding clause to shield 3 current laws affecting transgender people from legal challenge. These laws will police names and pronouns in schools, ban transgender girls from participating in amateur female sports, and restrict gender-affirming health care for youth under 16. An LGBTQ advocacy group is midway through a court case against the province right now and is vowing to continue its work to fight the UCP policies.
Court has so far agreed with us that the policies in question would cause irreparable harm to young people in the province. So what it says to me is that the Premier doesn't actually believe that there is evidence to support her case in court.
This is the 4th time the UCP has used the notwithstanding clause in the past 2 months. Elections Alberta has officially approved signature gathering for 3 more recall petitions, including one targeting the Premier. In a statement to Elections Alberta, the person behind the petition says Danielle Smith does not live in the Brooks Medicine Hat riding and has shown little effort to understand the people she was elected to represent. In response, the Premier's letter notes that several infrastructure projects have been approved in her riding, while also saying she routinely hosts town halls across the area. The recall petition requires just over 12,000 signatures to be successful. Signature gathering is also approved for Rebecca Schultz and Nate Glubish. Independent MLA Peter Guthrie says he's taken over as leader of the Alberta Party. In the summer, Guthrie and fellow former UCP MLA Scott Sinclair announced their intentions to join the Alberta Party and rebrand as the Progressive Conservatives. Premier Smith and the UCP have pushed to introduce a bill that would restrict names political parties can use in Alberta. One of those names is Conservative. More than 3,000 kilograms of used household batteries were collected during the city's first ever Curbside battery pickup event. The city of Lethbridge, along with Call to Recycle Canada, held the pilot program from November 18th to the 28th. The pickup event was the first of its kind in Alberta. During the program, residents were able to place their used batteries on top of their green cart for city crews to pick up in an effort to divert them from the landfill. The city reminds residents that batteries do not belong in either the black, blue, or green bin. The University of Lethbridge is announcing its roster of speakers for next year's International Women's Day Leadership Conference. Canadian R&B artist and Juno Award winner Julie Black, along with the University of Calgary's Associate Vice President of Research EDI, Dr. Melinda Smith, will both be the keynote speakers. A panel discussion is also set with U of L Indigenous Learning Manager Deandra Brewsted, Lethbridge City Councillor Jen Schmidt, and both Whitney and Kirby Miranda of the Property Twins Real Estate. The conference on March 11th aims to bring people together for a day of conversation, networking, and women empowerment. While some of the smartest Lethbridge junior high and high school students put their engineering skills to the test this morning.
Marks, get set.
10 teams of students had 90 minutes each to construct boats made of cardboard and sail them across the Max Bell Pool at the University of Lethbridge for the 21st annual Sail and Bail Challenge. The goal is to see which boats can not only win in a race, but also how much weight each one can withstand. The event is hosted by Career Transitions, a nonprofit community organization that delivers programming for secondary students to explore career options.
This sail and bale just gives kids a chance to explore building skills in design and engineering. They're using what they've learned in science and math classes, and they're putting it to practice in real life.
Organizers say the event is not only a chance to have some fun, but also help inspire the next generation of problem solvers, engineers, and leaders as they dive into the world of design and construction. New West Theatre is getting ready to rock this Christmas. The theater's latest production is called Holiday Rock. It opens up tomorrow and runs until December 28th at the Yates Memorial Theater. The Music Comedy Review is described as a high-energy, laugh-out-loud extravaganza that hopes to have audience members dancing in their seats from start to finish. It features a live band performing 23 different songs from classic rock, blues, pop, and of course, several Christmas carols.
We do hope to just bring you joy. That's purely our goal. So we would love it if you came down and we could just have a real good laugh together, send out 2025 on a very high, joyful, fun, exciting note. And we sure just want to bring you some joy and some laughter for the holiday season.
10 performers, including singers, dancers, and musicians, are ready to rock for this upcoming show. Tickets for Holiday Rock are available now online. Still ahead, the need for blood donors is increasing over the holidays. We tell you why it's so important to donate if you can. That story coming up in Medical Watch.
All right, well, temperatures are going to be all over the place, and so will the rest of the weather. So we have lots to talk about here. 8 degrees is the high in Calgary. It's a mild day. We're all going to plummet tomorrow once again, and this is a longer term plummet. It'll be about a 10-day stretch with daytime highs below freezing for some communities in the far south, not for Lethbridge. We'll talk about this in the long range in just a second, but you can see these cooler temperatures up to the north. Edmonton -13, Regina -13. That cooler air is going to filter in tomorrow throughout the day. So rather than rising in temperature tomorrow, we're going to drop throughout the day. But it's mild out there right now. Hopefully you're enjoying it and maybe not wearing your best shoes because of the slushy mess out there. 5 degrees is the temperature again in Calgary, 7 in Lethbridge, 5 Milk River, 3 in Medicine Hat, 5 in Pincher Creek. It is gusty today. These winds out of the west certainly getting our temperatures up though, closer to 90 in the Pincher Creek area, closer to 50 in Lethbridge and 60 in Medicine Hat. So the gusts will continue. It will be another gusty day tomorrow. But the winds will shift direction, and that's going to really help those temperatures drop. Plus, it will feel a lot colder, and wind chill will certainly be an issue, getting us feeling more like the mid-20s in many areas tomorrow afternoon. All right, we have this is a snowfall warning. So south of Medicine Hat, snowfall warning in place, up to 15 centimeters possible over this next 24 hours. And then to the north, so Medicine Hat up through Brooks, Hannah. These areas blowing snow because less snow is expected, a couple more centimeters, but also, again, those strong wind gusts, reducing visibility out there and making for some tricky driving conditions. Here's a look at the system. We've been dealing with this for a while. It's really just a big push of moisture from the west that will continue for the next couple of days. The winds are going to shift with this as well. It will drag in that cooler air mass. So 1 degree in the East Kootenay area overnight. We're looking at 5 to 10 millimeters of rain tonight, and then just a small chance of showers tomorrow and a high of 4. So a bit of a more stable weather pattern for the East Kootenay area for tomorrow. 3 degrees overnight in Crow's Nest Pass. We're looking at 10 millimeters of rain. Then tomorrow morning, we switch from rain to snow. We'll get a couple centimeters of snow. 3 degrees will be the high in the morning, and then we're going to drop throughout the day. Medicine Hat, -11, freezing rain possible as well as some rain, which will be heavy at times, 5 to 10 millimeters. Then freezing rain switching over to snow throughout the day tomorrow. Snow will be in the afternoon. -12 is that daytime high. That's actually the daytime high we're going to get in the morning. By the afternoon, we'll be well into the -teens, and wind chills will feel like the mid-20s. And that same thing goes temperature-wise for Lethbridge, -13 in the morning tomorrow. But then we're also looking at minus teens, minus 18 by the afternoon with a wind chill of minus 25. Now tonight, 10 millimeters of rain. Then we may switch to a bit of freezing rain tomorrow morning as temperatures climb in the morning. But then as they drop in the afternoon, then you're looking at the snowfall 2 to 4 centimeters. Plus it will be gusty, which will reduce visibility out there on the roads. Snowfall for Friday, minus 18 as a high, but we get above the freezing mark by the end of the weekend, Mark.
Canadian Blood Services says they're looking for more plasma donors ahead of the holidays. The organization calls plasma liquid gold, saying it can support patients having cancer treatments or surgeries. They also say many regular blood and plasma donors may take the holidays off, so they're asking for new donors to step up. Canadian Blood Services says plasma donations are similar to blood donations. They just take a little bit longer, but the process is largely the same. They say they need 1 million new plasma donors to meet expected demand. A new medication to treat postpartum depression has been approved by Health Canada. Zuranolone, a pill sold under the brand name Zurzuvae, is now authorized in Canada. It is used to relieve symptoms of depression after childbirth. The drug's developer says it should be taken once a day for 2 weeks. It will be available in Canada early next year, but governments and insurers are still working to determine coverage. The drug has also been authorized in the U.S., UK, and Europe. Well, it was a very special day Tuesday at the Alberta Children's Hospital as members of the Calgary Flames dropped in to visit some patients.
My son Easton's unfortunately battling brain cancer, going on 2.5 years, and so it's a long battle, a lot of trips to the hospital. So to have this as a surprise just really brings us joy in what is usually kind of, unfortunately, part of our routine life.
The players put their sticks and skates aside and picked up craft items to make Christmas ornaments with the kids. It was an opportunity for some of these young patients to have a little fun during an especially challenging time. Members of the Stampeders, Roughnecks, and Flames alumni also visited the hospital today. Coming up in sports, the Toronto Blue Jays officially introduced their newest signing, a starting pitcher that hopes to make a big impact and take them back to the World Series. The Lethbridge Hurricanes kick off a 3-game road trip tonight. Their swing out east has them in Brandon, taking on the Wheat Kings. Lethbridge and Brandon have split their 2-game season series to this point. The Canes won the last game between the two 8-7 back on November 7th. Brandon is coming into this one on a 3-game winning streak, while Lethbridge looks to bounce back from their 4-1 loss to Calgary on Saturday. Puck drop is at 6 tonight. Meanwhile, the Brooks Bandits are also playing on the road tonight. They'll play the Vernon Vipers in a rare midweek matchup. Brooks won the only meeting between the two so far this season. Puck drop for that one is at 7. The Toronto Blue Jays made an official introduction for starting pitcher Dylan Cease at baseball's winter meetings in Florida.
The biggest part really was being able to be a part of a championship team, and obviously with the run last year, they've proven that they have championship caliber players, and obviously a good process. So that was probably the number one thing, and then from there was also how would they help me maximize and develop and basically reach my potential more often. That was important to me. So that was probably the second biggest consideration, and it seemed from the get-go that it was going to be pretty inevitable.
Cease signed a 7-year, $210 million deal with the club. That's the largest free agent signing in franchise history. Now to a big milestone for a young athlete from Ottawa. 20-year-old Ella Day Baddard has been drafted by San Francisco in the brand new Women's Professional Baseball League, the first pro women's league in more than 80 years. CTV's Josh Morano has her story.
Ella Day Baddard fell in love with baseball early and never let go of the game.
I loved sports, didn't want to play in organized sports, so I was at the cottage with my grandparents and I threw a ball and my grandpa told my dad, oh, she has a good arm, you should sign her up in baseball. So they did without my approval, and ever since I fell in love with the game.
That love turned into a pro opportunity when she was selected by San Francisco in the 3rd round of the inaugural Women's Professional Baseball Draft, one of the youngest players selected by the team at just 20 years old.
I didn't get the opportunity to go to the tryouts, so being called, hi, fairly high. I was actually very speechless and excited to see my name come out.
The Women's Professional Baseball League is the first of its kind in over 80 years.
We always hoped that there would be a professional league. We didn't know if we'd see the day during Ella's career, but we did, and she's in her prime, so it couldn't have worked out better.
From hours of training with her dad to powering through boys' leagues in Quebec, she achieved her dream of representing Canada.
Ella's a tireless worker. She's very dedicated and disciplined. She started with the girls, and as she kept working and improving, then she moved on to play with the boys till the age of 13. And then genetics caught up, so she started playing competitive with the girls.
All while studying civil engineering at U-Ottawa and playing softball with the Gigis.
I want to finish my degree, that's for sure, to see what's going to be the best thing next year, since the season starts in August and ends in September. There's kind of conflict, so it's to see if traveling will be an option to go to and back.
For now, she says she's taking it one day at a time with her eyes set on a new dream.
When I was younger, I always dreamed of making Team Canada. Pro League wasn't really an option. Now that there is one, it's a dream come true.
Josh Moreno, CTV News.
It's a festive way for community members to give back. Still ahead, we tell you how the Holiday Smile Cookie campaign is making an impact in Lethbridge. Owners of 13 Tim Hortons locations in Lethbridge are proudly presenting a check to the Interfaith Food Bank. A total of $47,000 was raised, with half of that going to the Interfaith. Proceeds raised will go to the Tim Hortons camps as well, while the rest will also support local food banks to help purchase essential items and ensure those in need are taken care of this Christmas. Those involved with the initiative say they're always inspired by the generosity of community members who choose to give back during the holidays.
This time of year is the time when the majority of the community thinks about others, and having the Holiday Smile Cookie campaign coming right in the middle of our general Christmas campaign was a huge boost, not only in terms of the funds raised, but in the awareness and the need for support from the community to make sure that people are not going without that special Christmas meal.
No matter how hard the times are right now, I mean, kudos to the people of Lethbridge who came out and supported. Times are a little tough, but people, when they know it's going to the right places, certainly don't mind giving that little bit of extra, and you get a sweet treat at the same time.
The Holiday Smile Cookie campaign is a nationwide initiative. Last year, it raised $10.7 million for more than 400 local charities and community groups across Canada. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.